modern sheds at Kitangwanyi in Elementaita at 4.5 million shillings. Ongoing construction of markets at Salga, markets in Mosop Ward, fencing and ground leveling at Ororongai, Karunga market sheds in Kabatini is also complete at a cost of 2 million. And in Keringet, Kuresoi South, we have completed the construction of market sheds at a total of 4.7 million shillings. Ladies and gentlemen, Nakuru is one of the fastest growing areas in the region. Our economy as well as population is on the rise. And with this comes urbanization challenges. I want to confirm that the growth of Nakuru and Naivasha municipalities, being our two major towns, has been a major blessing. And to this extent, as a county, we have engaged on deliberate planning, working with our municipal boards to ensure that in the days to come, that urbanization is both regulated and also in the interest of the residents who live there. And in the cities and modern centers that we plan for the future, we want centers that cater for everybody. These are what we call inclusive urban centers. For the poor, for the rich, for the young, for the old, for the disabled, and for all people who live in cities. Cities must be inclusive in all respects. To this extent also, I want to confirm that in our analysis, Nakuru is ripe for a city, and in recognition of this, we embarked on major milestone to ensure that all the legal challenges necessary for the attainment of a city have been heeded. We have appeared before the Senate, and we have made all the necessary deliberations and presentations, and are hopeful that in the coming days, once we are through with the pandemic, Nakuru will be granted the necessary status to be a city. But as we wait for this to happen, we have also embarked on a major infrastructure upgrade to ensure that the city is not just a city on paper, but also backed by proper infrastructure. And to this extent, many will remember that Nakuru, when it rains, we have lost many loved ones. We've also lost a lot of property because of drainage challenges. And therefore, to this extent, we embarked on the construction of a 3.7 kilometer drainage work, starting from Kiamurogi through Kinuthi and Mbogwa Road and Kipkelian roads in Nakuru East. And this has gone a long way in alleviation of flooding that we have seen in the past. And I want to confirm, in the last major rains we had in Nakuru, the perennial flooding was not experienced. We have had encouraging stories from residents who sleep in peace, while before they would not sleep when it rains. The upgrade of Lanet Airport is also another critical milestone in our county. It will bring tourism, create opportunities for business in the hospitality industry, and also make Nakuru a competitive city. Currently, the first phase, which entails the construction of a 1.7 kilometer runway and the rehabilitation of the current runway to bitumen standards, together with the erection of a fence and construction of a taxiway, is underway. The project to be undertaken in 18 months commenced in December and will also involve construction of a terminal building, air rescue, and firefighting. The last three will be in the phase 2 that we are currently negotiating. The project will boost our tourism and horticulture sector, even as the national government seeks to expand the Rironi Mau Summit superhighway. And once again, I must say that all the necessary procurement and planning processes with regard to the dualling of the Nairobi up to Mau Summit Road is at a very advanced stage. And working with all the relevant government agencies, we will cooperate to ensure that this project takes off in the soonest time possible. We have asked the contractor to ensure that the construction of this major highway is of benefit to the local people. And this 160 billion shilling project is a major injection into the economy. But we would want to insist that also local content, as envisaged in our procurement laws, must be respected. If 40% of this was to be done by local people, then the amount of wealth and injection into the economy would be significant. So I think we will work with the relevant government agencies to ensure fidelity to the 40% content for local companies. And I want to say that in the past, major projects where local businesses and local companies are supposed to benefit, especially major construction projects, have ended up alienating locals, and therefore all the money, the profits are shipped out. So we would want to see a difference in this particular project. We have also proposed that when the highway is being constructed, there will be interchanges in Naivasha, which has experienced major bottlenecks, and also Gilgil. We have also proposed the construction of a bypass from STEM area to connect with the Njoro interchange as opposed to the viaduct through the CBD. Additionally, a city should have recreational public spaces, and to this extent, I wish to state that the rehabilitation of Nyayo Garden is almost complete and will be open to the public in May. The county, through the Department of Environment, has been undertaking the rehabilitation of Nyayo Garden to ensure that public spaces are not only available, but are well equipped to ensure that the public is properly served, both in terms of green spaces, but also in terms of ICT and Wi-Fi and all those other services that are associated with this. Additionally, we have been turning the section around opposite State House and section 58 into an arboretum. And so far we are tending trees there and hope that in the next 1 year, that place will be a green area where people can walk, rest, families can go and have their get-together, and more importantly, we shall have achieved a green city. Ladies and gentlemen, in the transport sector, we have set aside 50 million for the construction of a bus park next to Mburu-Gishua Highway, and the ground has been graded and cabro works will start soon. We expect the works to be completed by early June. The stage will accommodate 500 vehicles and will have other complementary services, including sanitation and trading opportunities. To ensure smooth flow of vehicles within the CBD, we have set aside 100 million shillings to introduce traffic lights in the town, and this will go a long way in reducing the bottlenecks that we have found in specific areas. My administration is also working to ensure walking within the CBDs is easier and safer for pedestrians. And to this extent, we have plans to build pedestrian walkways in Nakuru East and West, and have a tender for non-motorized traffic, that is NMT, has been advertised through the Nakuru Municipal Board. This will not only ensure safe movement, but also well-being of our residents. And I want to confirm that when you have infrastructure that makes walking easy, you encourage people to walk. And people who walk, or residents who walk other than just taking motorized means of traffic, also end up exercising. And this is very critical to our health. In the area of disaster management, I want to confirm that apart from investing in ambulances, we have constructed a modern fire station that is strategically located within the Nakuru CBD. The construction of the 174 million station is complete and is currently being equipped. It will have fully equipped modern fire engines, ambulances, and we have also included a borehole for steady supply of water at all times. My administration has purchased 2 additional fire engines to ensure timely response to disasters, and will also engage in the training of the firemen, and also a recognition that they are very critical members in the fire response or emergency response program. In Naivasha, we have engaged in rehabilitation of roads and drainage. This includes the tarmacking of 4.1 kilometer in site and service, Kabati and industrial area. This has opened up the area for more investment and ended the perennial challenges associated with flooding during long rains. Additionally, the Department of Infrastructure has also tarmacked roads in other areas including Subukia, Njoro, Gilgil and Naivasha. We have also rehabilitated bus parks in Gilgil and Naivasha, and in subsequent years we'll pick up other towns. When we took office, We launched the Boresha Barabara program to undertake rapid repairs of roads that needed urgent rehabilitation across the county. And it will be remembered that prior to the institution of this particular program, there were sections of the county that were inaccessible. But when we procured the road construction equipment that included trucks, excavators, rollers, and graders at a cost of 200 million shillings, we were able to ensure that a regular repair of roads in the county was done, and that at no time did we have roads that were impassable. And this is particularly important for farmers, noting that much of our rural areas are agricultural places where we need to transport the food to the markets, and also to ensure that fertilizers and seeds also arrive to the farms for planting. In Kuresoi North sub-county, we have done a total of 50.5 kilometers of roads, and that is grading, and that is Kuresoi North and South. And in Rongai and Subukia, we've done 47.5 kilometers, while in Naivasha sub-county, we have done a total of 43.45 kilometers of roads to grading standards. My administration has also graded a total of 188 kilometers of roads in Gilgil and Bahati under the same Boresha Barabara program. In Gilgil, grading and maraming of roads has been undertaken in Teachers A, Bishop Avenue, Site B Cemetery, and St. Patrick. Under the program, 115 kilometers have been graded in Nakuru West and its sub-counties. We also want to take this opportunity to thank the national government through the relevant ministry for the support and collaboration that we have had in some of these areas. Through lobbying, I want to confirm the national government is rehabilitating and upgrading key roads within Nakuru. One was the South Lake Road, which was rendered almost impassable and has now been complete. I want to take this opportunity to confirm that we are also at the tail end to ensure the procurement of the remaining 14 kilometers that would connect Kongoni to Kasarani and therefore make the entire circuit within the lake complete. We have other key roads also across the county that will be constructed, and some of them, the procurement has already been concluded. One of them is Kembereria Kuresoi Chepsi Road, where the contractor has already reported on site. Others are Kiti Muronyo, where the contractor has already reported on site. The three others that are also just about to be procured include Maela Kongoni, Njoro Neswit, and Kiti Muronyo Githioro Road. Correction, Kiti Githioro Muronyo is already, the contractor is already on site. We also have Symbion Kanyotu, Kwakiongo Gituamba Kabazi, and Masinjeri Mangu, and Mailisita Kabatini roads. Fellow residents, allow me to highlight the issue of land conflicts, noting that Nakuru has had perennial land-related challenges over the years. And owing to this, we have instituted several measures in conjunction with the national government to encourage and entrench alternative dispute resolution mechanisms as a way of ending these historical challenges. Since then, we have also started the titling exercise and have issued over 70,000 title deeds. And to note that out of these, 100,000 people in the county will be issued with this document in the coming days. The beneficiaries include elderly persons, some of whom have pursued these documents, the title deeds, for over 40 years. A title deed is a critical document that can unlock development, as the landowner can access facilities and have confidence to invest in his own land. We have also embarked on mapping of urban areas to ensure landowners with title deeds get the right documents and that the planning does not come when people have already developed the area. The recently completed mapping will benefit 8,500 plot owners in trading centers across the county. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to note that Nakuru has attracted major investments in the recent past. We have seen big industries set up in the county, and this is evidence of the growing positive business environment that we have continued to create. Nakuru has attracted huge investments in Nakuru, Mai Mahiu, and Salga areas that now are major economic drivers across. We want to thank the national government for complementing our efforts, and to this extent the SGR and the Inland Container Terminal Depot in Mai Mahiu have gone a long way in instilling the necessary confidence for investors to come to the county. We thank the President also for granting our request for land to also be allocated to investors within the county, that they may be also in a position to participate in this big transformation agenda. And to this extent, we were allocated 50 acres of land that we have since advertised and requested for interested persons so that we can now allocate it. And that process is currently ongoing. The socio-economic assessment for this land is already out and has been validated, and it is awaiting approval from NEMA so that the allocation can be completed. In addition, my administration is keen on capacity building and training to improve service delivery to residents. We are working to increase the number of enforcement officers through recruitment of 50 more, as well as training of the existing. The training targets a total of 594 enforcement officers that will help in providing skills in public relations, customer care, and ethics. A city enforcement officer should be a service provider and not one who instills fear in the residents. Allow me to state that through the County Public Service Board, we have promoted a total of 123 enforcement officers. To bring services closer to the people, my administration and the department has been constructing and equipping sub-county offices throughout the county. This year, we are constructing and equipping 8 ward administrators' office, and these will be one-stop centers for all our administration across the administration units. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also mention on water. And water is a critical enabler of any development. And in the year 2019-2020, we completed a total of 170 water projects across the county. These include the Menengai water projects in Bahati County, the Jumuiya water project in Subukia, the Total Mau Summit water project in Kuresoi North, and the Milimani water project in Naivasha. In the same year, we drilled 39 boreholes across the county. This financial year, we have allocated a total of 1.1 billion on 437 water projects across the county. We are also looking forward to the completion of the Chemususu Dam in June this year, and as we know, this project will benefit residents in Kiamunyi, Rongai, and parts of Salga. We continue to appeal to the national government to do all that is necessary to revive the Itare water project. This water project was meant to benefit areas of Rongai, Njoro, Molo, Bahati, Nakuru East and West, as well as parts of Gilgil. And these conversations need to move to the next level because already about 30% of the money had already been incurred, and now we need to move to the next phase. Without this dam, the water challenges in Nakuru will remain a big problem in the days to come. Ladies and gentlemen, the rising of water levels in Lake Nakuru and Lake Naivasha has affected the people living around these areas, both socially and economically. We appreciate the efforts by the national government to create a team to unravel the mystery of the rising lakes, especially noting that the rising lakes are across the entire Rift Valley, from Turkana to Baringo, Bogoria, and Elementaita here in Nakuru. During our meetings early last year, I asked the task force to consider setting up a kitty to help those affected and mitigate the human-wildlife conflict, especially involving hippos in Naivasha Kihoto area. In Nakuru, we have provided cash transfers in Kihoto area in Naivasha, non-food items and transport to the affected families in Barut, Nakuru West, but also appreciate that this is just a drop in the ocean. There is need for more concerted effort by the national government to ensure that these families do not become victims of weather alone. We must be part and parcel of helping them to overcome. We aim to find the cause of the rising lakes, which will help the county plan in future to avoid displacement of people and destruction of property. We also hope to come up with ways of helping those displaced by the water, as they are unlikely to move back to their homes. In addition, allow me to note that the youth form a huge part of our population, and my administration has been particularly keen in investing in programs that will help us to tap on their potential. Also, noting is that empowerment of the youth is critical, and to this extent, we have procured 75 motorcycles, 75 car wash machines, 518 shaving machines, 30 water tanks, and 11 public address systems. We are also procuring 200 helmets, 3,000 motorcycle umbrellas to help them operate even when it rains. These items will be distributed to youth groups across the county. And allow me to also say that it is not possible for us to employ everybody, but it is possible for us to create an environment where everybody can take advantage of the environment and create wealth out of it. And some of these programs are supposed to help them just realize that potential. In addition to this, my administration has constructed 5 Ict Innovation Hubs in Kuresoi North, Subukia, Nakuru East, Nakuru West, and Rongai sub-counties. The ICT hubs are aimed at assisting the youth to take advantage of the digital space to earn an income. And again, I wish to note that we have real heroes who have emerged out of these centers, gotten the initial support, and now can stand on their own. They're able to get assignments online from people far and wide across the globe, and through that, they can earn digitally. So again, we want to see more of this across the other sub-counties that have not benefited in the past. We have also invested in rehabilitation of vocational training centers across the county, and we want to take this opportunity to encourage students who have completed Class 8 or Form 4 to take up this training. And we say this in the full knowledge that our TVETs are not operating optimally, that we're at about 60%, meaning we still have a 40% capacity that can be utilized. And again, as a county, we have invested heavily on improvement of infrastructure in the vocational training centers. And a good example is Njoro Vocational Training Center, which is ongoing at a cost of 9.7 million shillings. Works, the site include construction of 2 workshops and 2 classes, and is expected to be completed in a month. We have also revived the construction of the 10 million free area vocational training center in Nakuru East Sub-County, which had stalled for 8 months. Skills required in infrastructural works in mega projects across the county will require skills. And it is to this extent that we hope that these big projects that are coming can be tied to the skills that we have produced within these TVETs. We are also in the process of upgrading our Fraha Stadium in Nakuru town to international standards, and will increase the seating capacity from the current 8,200 to 20,000. The first phase of the project that we are undertaking in partnership with the World Bank is estimated to cost 650 million and will be complete in 14 months. The upgrade that will see the stadium host all sporting disciplines and a conventional center will make Nakuru County a premier sporting and conferencing destination. The upgrade will also nurture local sporting talents and earn the county government revenue from sports, tourism, and conventions. The county government of Nakuru is also constructing and rehabilitating Naivasha, Gilgil, Molo, Rongai, and Kamukunji sports grounds. We are also in the process of reclaiming grabbed land in stadiums across the county to ensure that they are put into the right use. Additionally, the construction of the Keringate Athletics Academy camp has started. The camp will have gyms, physiotherapy units, laboratory, and boarding quarters, among other facilities. We are constructing the camps to nurture talent among the youth in Nakuru, noting that some of the athletes who have made Kenya proud in the global arena came from Nakuru. Of the 5 gold medals that Kenya bagged At the 2016 Rio Olympics, two were from Nakuru County by Olympic 1,500 champion Faith Chemngetich and World Marathon champion Geoffrey Kirui. This is a true manifestation that we are an emerging athletic powerhouse, and for this reason we will not spare any effort to ensure that our young people get the opportunity to master their talent. To further support sporting activities, we have distributed assorted items and equipment valued at 37 million to various teams and different disciplines across the county. We also supported talent through sponsorship of the Governors Football Cup tournament at 4.5 million shillings, the Kiringet Road Race and Marathon at 3 million, and sponsored the Kenya Youth Inter-County Sports Association Games at 5 million shillings. Away from the field and tracks, my administration has been supporting the youth to nurture their creative talents. We have renovated the Nakuru Players Theatre and social halls across the county to allow performing arts to thrive. The Nakuru Players Theatre was equipped with a modern recording studio and other equipment in 2019, and this enabled the staging of Sarafina, the musical play where local artists underwent month-long training workshops and were fully involved in the show. We will be staging other shows that highlight Nakuru's untold stories in future. Over the COVID period, we started the Mtaani live show that offered a platform for hundreds of local artists to showcase their talents and earn a living in these times of the COVID pandemic. Musicians, DJs, poets, fashion designers, artists, among others, performed at a fee while the show is streamed live on social media platforms. The Culture Department has played a critical role in using creative arts to create awareness on the COVID-19 pandemic. The department supported youth to produce short films on COVID-19 prevention, and alongside that, they also worked with the Nakuru Players Theatre. And these have gone a long way in ensuring that the message of prevention and debunking of myths has also been facilitated. The department, in collaboration with Fuse Football, also used art to promote mental wellness among the youth. And we also want to note that, especially due to the COVID situation, a lot of the young people are not able to go to school, others are just stuck at home, and this creates a lot of mental challenges, including depression. And therefore, art becomes one of the ways we can be able to promote some of these challenges that we have. Early childhood development, that is ECD, is critical in learning. And to this extent, my administration has invested heavily. And last year, we launched the distribution of 30,000 learning materials worth about 7.7 million shillings. County government also continues to distribute furniture to ECD centers across the county. The furniture included chairs and tables for the pupils and teachers. We have also budgeted 10 million in the year 2020-2021 to facilitate the equipping of 190 ECD centers. We have also recruited 350 ECD teachers in the first phase, and we are in the process of hiring another 116 more teachers. This will bring the total number to 466. Further, the construction of ECD centers of excellence in Muslim Primary School in Nakuru West and Milimari Primary School in Naivasha Sub-County is ongoing at a cost of 12 million shillings. The centers of excellence will provide a conducive environment to address the unique needs of young learners and reduce congestion in ECD classes. We plan to establish 11 centers of excellence in each sub-county, which will be a huge boost to the early education in our county. And again on this, allow me to note that without a good foundation at the ECD level, the child will have major challenges catching up later. So we are putting a lot of emphasis so that by the time a child gets to class 1, they are adequately prepared for the huge task ahead. My administration continues to support needy students in the society to pursue their education. And to this, we wish to note that no child should be left home because they cannot afford to pursue their dream. In the year 2019-2020, we disbursed a total of 84.4 million in bursary to 20,344 needy students from across the county. This financial year, the county government has set aside 77 million shillings for bursary targeted to assist 20,000 needy students. In a bid to preserve indigenous culture and heritage, the county government is also setting up cultural centers across the county. The centers will provide a platform to educate communities about various cultures through the use of events, festivals, and workshops. The centers will also act as tourist attractions and preservation centers for our culture. Already the department has handed over a site in Joro for the construction of the Gikuyu Tene Cultural Association Center. Another center is set to be constructed at Marieshoni to preserve the Ogiek culture. Most of the projects we have initiated to empower women, especially in markets and farming. To further empower women, including the youth, we will distribute 125 hair dryers, 506 blow dryers, 11 ovens, 70 makers, and 80 warmers. We will also distribute 10 incubators with generators. My administration has continued to support persons with disabilities across the county, and we have procured items worth 27.5 million to support them. On gender, we recognize the ills of the society that require our attention, including gender-based violence. We are setting up an 8 million gender-based violence rescue center in Gilgil to help victims by providing free medical treatment and psychosocial support. As a society, it is important to take care of our elderly. And in recognition of this, the county government has refurbished the Arms House in Nakuru East. And this 71-year-old home for the elderly is being refurbished at a cost of 12 million shillings. And this will involve addition of 2 modern blocks and a perimeter wall that has been missing. And this whole change will bring an additional capacity of 30 more people. The county government, again, through the department, is also in the process of reclaiming land that had been grabbed near the home for the purpose of expansion of this facility in days to come. On the tourism front, allow me to note that tourism is a critical driver in our economy. The sector has been the major casualty in the COVID-19 pandemic due to travel and other restrictions that have affected the industry. The restrictions have been necessary for the management of COVID-19 and must be embraced by all despite the bitter pill. My administration is working with the Nakuru County Tourism Association on ways to support the industry. I wish to take this opportunity to acknowledge the County Assembly for their work, especially in legislation and creating an enabling environment, especially through enabling legislation. But first, allow me again to take this opportunity to congratulate the newly elected members, the member for Hellsgate, Virginia Amaitha Gitonga, and the Honorable Anthony Nzuki of London Ward, together with the Honorable Simon Wananga of Lakeview, who will replace the late Peter Karanja. These are the 3 new members, and we wish them all the best in their new endeavor. I have witnessed a great public interest in passing of legislation that have direct positive impact on the residents of Nakuru. I congratulate the members for their robust debates and fast-tracking bills that I have assented to. Some of the critical and landmark bills that I have assented to include the Cooperative, Nakuru Cooperative Revolving Development Fund of 2020 that establishes a revolving fund for the cooperative societies within the county at low interest rates. The Nakuru County Revolving Development Fund regulations 2021 have been developed and validated. The regulations are currently before the County Assembly And once the regulations are approved by the County Assembly, the fund will be available to cooperatives across Nakuru County. And again, noting that a lot of our farmers and business people are in cooperatives, this is one move that can avail a lot of credit. And also working with commercial banks, we can ensure that access to credit becomes a thing of the past. We also have the TCES bill that will enable us to access funds deducted from farmers. And once again, it's good to note that before this bill came into effect, we could not access the TCES money that had already been deducted, and this was a major challenge. So this will unlock a lot of that money. We also have the Nakuru County Revenue Authority bill that will help to regularize revenue collection and give a platform upon which we can improve our revenues and make them predictable beyond even our time. We also have the Nakuru County Climate Change Bill of 2020 that puts in place framework and mechanisms on how to bring together all relevant stakeholders in responding effectively to climate change. Again, we also have the Nakuru County Water and Sanitation Bill 2020 that seeks to develop, regulate, and manage county public works related to provision of water and sanitation services, storm water management systems, water conservation, water harvesting, and other connectivity. The executive will continue to collaborate and work closely with the County Assembly for the benefit of Nakuru. As a county, we need to continue to adapt to the new ways of doing things under the COVID-19. In view of the recently held by-elections in Nakuru, that is in Hell's Gate and London, it is unfortunate to note that observance of the COVID-19 protocols was a big challenge. And as a result of that, we have had many victims of the process. Leaders and ordinary persons who participated were exposed to the infections of the pandemic. And therefore, to this extent, we also wish to appeal to the national government and also the Ministry of Health to look into ways of ensuring that future political activities, including democratic processes like by-elections, referendums, and even the election, can be conducted in a manner that does not endanger the public. And noting that the BBI process is also underway, and we are also at the tail end where a referendum is very likely, then we need to agree that the mode and manner in which we campaign needs to be reviewed to be in conformity with the COVID-19 challenge, especially in the counties that of Nakuru, Machakos, are essentially where some of these by-elections were. And I think there is a direct connection between those by-elections and the outcomes that we find now. So we feel that it is extremely important that the nation comes up with ways and means of campaigning, of voter persuasion, mobilization that is not physical. And I think through this way, we can be able to use other channels, including the radio, the social media and online platforms, as opposed to the physical meetings that we have seen. And as a county, again, and we have said this in the past, we are key beneficiaries of the BBI process and therefore will remain strong defenders of the BBI and hope that all is done to ensure that the promises under the BBI are delivered on time, and to also benefit Nakuru and the rest of the country. Thank you.